I know my mic was a little low, but good morning from Brooklyn. We're watching a little Three Blind Mice. This was one of the only alley cats that I raced last year. It's any bike allowed. Racing up First Avenue to the base of the end of Manhattan to the Willis Avenue Bridge. That's Mario right there. We got a special guest in the chat. We're gonna have a Google chat with him, a virtual interview. We got frame builder Addison Blakemore. He does Sweet Tooth bikes.
Yo!
Woo! That guy came way too close to me. That's Crusher in front of me. Nasty headwind kind of day, this race day. As you can see, one glove, that's the style. Not really gonna do a race recap on this.
Yeah!
Over time, you see that my gloves slowly come off. I'm yelling yo all the time. So Addison's gonna give us a special kind of tour, hopefully, of his workspace where he makes the bikes. It's kind of a unique situation. Addison lives in the space where he builds his bikes.
1400 block?
His living room has his machining and welding equipment. It's a really interesting living arrangement, but it works great, and it's something very unique, just like his bikes. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys know of him or haven't heard of him, check out the link on Instagram. Frame building is not his only thing that he uses to pay bills. It's kind of I think it's more of a passion and a hobby right now. He's been doing it for a long time. He does make bikes for people. He made a bike for Cooper, kind of like a really gnarly mountain bike thing. So check out the link. You can see some of his beautiful work. He's kind of unconventional in the way where he doesn't even have a website. It's almost like word of mouth. That was a bad cut. Wow.
Bad cut.
Hope you like these interview sessions. Addison today. We got Masson tomorrow. Get yourself some coffee and enjoy me fumbling around Manhattan trying to finish this race.
Oh my God. More headwind.
Good morning to all the channel members. Lee Watson, Alexi, Drift King, Inoji, Adam, Ramen Riders, Eric Weir, Peter, Dom Champman, Henry, what's up? I didn't forget about everyone else. What's up, Ian, Marlon, Dimitri, Neen? It's not a new mic.
I think it's over here.
It's the same old, same old. Yo, I'm feeling a little under the weather today. Kind of slightly hungover. I don't know how, but I do. I feel that way. So forgive me. We got Juan in the chat. Good morning. Ben Eagle, what's up? What's up?
Bike race? Bike race? Bike race? Thanks.
I was delirious at that point. That was a checkpoint. Nobody was paying any attention. Yo, eating some panna cotte. You guys know what this is? Ooh, damn.
You're right, homie.
Ben Eagle, all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Sorry I never got to make it down. This crazy corona whatever got me stranded, stuck here in New York, so no traveling. I was really looking forward to trying to get out there. We got next year, or even this winter. Make it happen. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Alright. I think I got enough. I don't know, man. I dropped all my fucking papers. The wind, this is the craziest thing in the wind. They're like, kept dropping them. Yo!
Now the race is up.
Yo, introduce something new. Gotta get Ben Eagle a mic in here because I know his fingers are getting tired of typing. Yeah, winter would be the best time, man. I'll see you in the winter, man. Your summer. Hopefully plane tickets will still be really cheap at that time.
Whoa! What the fuck are you doing?
Oops, I was a little mad right there. Sorry about that. Not a positive way to go about your day. That girl just walked out of nowhere though, man. She scared me. Yo, I'm introducing something new. I already started it yesterday. Those of you who are channel members, it's a little bit of a higher tier, but I started a Discord channel. I'm looking forward to having open lines of chat with everybody using microphones. So hopefully we can get on that soon. I dropped a link in the members channel or whatever. So looking forward to kicking that off. We'll probably do one later this week, next week. This is the end of the race. There was some drama in this race. I'm not really going to get into it, but some checkpoints were skipped, done out of order. So the people who were in front, some of them got a checkpoint too early. So those of us who did the race the proper way. Oh shit!
So we bring
Those of us who did the race proper way got lower ranks or lower places in that race. I was told I got 8th place, but there were 3 people in front of me who I'm not saying that they cheated or anything. They were just given the wrong checkpoint out of order. It was a mistake by the checkpoint people, and they just never fessed up to it. So I would have got 5th, I guess, but along that race, they give you these little pieces of paper, and I went to put a piece of paper in my pocket, and when I pulled my hand out, all the other papers flew onto the street, and it was a really windy day, and I was clipped in that day, so I threw my bike down, and I was running across First Avenue, picking up these little slivers of paper. It was really bad. It was terrible. But yeah, enough about me and this. We want to talk to Addison here. Let me make sure that he's okay. Oh, wow. Siri was listening to everything I said and just wrote him a long text message. Let me see. He should be good to go. Michael, dude, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining. I know you've been here for a while, man. Appreciate it. Good to have you along. Let's see what's up with Addison, man. I'm really excited to start these virtual interviews. I know it's not the best quality, but we're kind of dependent on internet connection. So during these times, hopefully you guys could, excuse the quality and technical things. Addison, are you there? Yeah? He's there. I guess we should cue in Addison, man. Let's see. I'm gonna go full screen on his. How do I go full screen on this? Right here. No. And I know there's probably a better way than Google Chat to do this, but that's just kind of what we're gonna do. Let's see. Let me turn this on. We got Addison here in the chat. I'm gonna put my little picture over here so you guys can see me. Where is it at? There it is. Yeah. All right. Addison, are you there? You're eating? What you eating?
Focaccia bread.
Okay. Oh, cool. We can hear you. Okay, sweet. So, everybody, I'm going to give... Oh, my God. Proxian is in the chat. He said you're still in bed. He's watching you. So,
Mike he's in the snow right now.
So this
what's up?
This is Addison here. I've known Addison through the cycling community here in Brooklyn, and I didn't realize he was a frame builder until a little later, maybe a couple weeks or months later. And then I was like, "Wait, you make those bikes?" And then I remember going to your apartment, and we're actually in your apartment right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, which is cool. So
Cool place to live.
yeah. So first, I guess I don't want to answer anything or say anything without you. I want you to talk about it. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But why don't you introduce yourself and start about like how you got into frame building, who you are, and then yeah.
I don't know. I'm Addison, and I make bikes. I make Sweet Tooth bikes.
Sick. So how did you? Let's start easy. I know it's a little. We're both waking up. I was just telling everybody that I myself am feeling a little under the weather today. I feel like I'm hungover for some reason.
Oh, really?
Like I know I had a few beers last night, and then I had some wine before I went to bed. But I woke up today like, what is going on? So I'm a little out of it, and it's early. I guess it's not that early, but during this whole new Corona thing, it feels like everyone is waking up later. I don't know if it's just me.
Like the same schedule, which is, like go to sleep at 2, wake up at like 10.
Yeah, usually Usually stay up later.
Yeah.
So, how did you? Let's start easy. How long have you been riding bikes? Like, what got you into cycling? How long ago was that?
I guess I got my first bike when I was like 5 or 6, and like at that moment I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is exactly what life is about. Is like bicycles. And then I was hooked, and then started working at a bike shop when I was about 12. Just sweeping the floor and like cleaning up, like basically just hanging out and being like, I'm at the bike shop. And then rode BMX bikes and sort of transitioned into track bikes around like 2005, 2006.
Ooh, right around the time MASH came out.
Yeah, it was like when everyone's bars were about this wide,
Yeah, you can fit right through those cars.
You gotta slide through the gaps,
Mm-hmm.
And I worked at I worked at this bike shop in Northern Virginia called the Bike Club, and like I found out later, whenever something really special is happening, like you don't know that it's happening like right at that moment, but I found out years later that I was like, oh, there's like all these really interesting people that have come through this place who've been like continued to like this is their life. Like bicycles are their life.
Yeah.
And and here we are, and I'm like,
you're still doing
it. In 2020, and I'm still doing it, and it's like, yeah.
So I know you, who I ride with. The part of you that I know that I ride with, we ride on dirt together. Like, I don't think I've ever ridden on the road with you ever. Like, track bikes, never really with you. But I've ridden mountain bikes with you. In fact, Addison was just with me when I was in Los Angeles for our friend Serena's birthday. We went out into the desert and did this.
We got wild.
Yeah, got this. We stayed at a really beautiful place, like crazy Airbnb, and did this. What was the name of the Palm Desert Epic Trail, which was super fun. And yeah, the Palm Epic, and first time ever riding in the desert. You guys have seen the footage. I put it up. He's actually. There's a clip of him riding, and I'm following along. But how did you go from track bikes like into riding dirt and then riding mountain bikes?
It was like a pushback. Because like I rode trails when I was in high school and like when I was in middle school on BMX bikes, and then after messengering here, I was like, it's not fun anymore. Bikes aren't fun anymore.
It turned into work.
Yeah, it was just like, I'd be about like, this is my favorite thing in the whole world. And then I was riding a cross bike at one point, and I was like, okay, well, this is cool. And I was like, well, I don't really need anything else other than a cross bike in the Northeast. And for like whatever was local. And then I kind of got this idea in my head that like I should get a mountain bike. And a friend of mine hit me up to make him a 29er, and he's about my height. And I looked at it when I was done, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should do one of these things. And then did that, and I was like, oh, this is like, screw all the rest of that. This is like all I want to do now.
So how did you do that? Like, someone just said, hey, make me a 29er, and you're like, yeah, let me just whip it up in my fucking kitchen. Like, did you already have... How did you get into frame building? Like, we skipped the big step. How did we get there?
Okay, so I got into... I know, this is like...
No, it's fine.
Quintessential. Skip with every step.
That's kind of how it happens, though, right? You're just living your life, and then all these things come together, and you're like, oh... Duh.
And I'm like, damn, I'm here. Like, how the fuck did we get here? So there's like all these, there's like all these really cool bikes in New York, and I always, I've loved like the bicycle as object and like as a design object. And like I'd see all these really like hot bikes, but like I couldn't like afford any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So then after a couple of years, I was like working in machine shops after getting off the road messengering, because that's like punishing work, And after a couple of years of that, I was like, this isn't really sustainable. But like I know stuff. I worked in, like a in the wood shop and the machine shop in my high school, and and I was like, well, wait a second, like I know I'm a pretty decent TIG welder, I'm a pretty decent machinist, like I do this for a living, like why, like let's see if I can make a frame jig, and that's like a real complicated project. So then I did that, and then after I did that, I think it was Serena who was like, well, now you have to make a frame on that.
You're like, oh yeah.
Like, that's true, right? and then did a couple of like hilarious busher jobs of bikes, and then made something that I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And it was a cross bike, and then I was like, all these other cool bikes that like be like, I want another cool bike like that. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just make it myself.
Yeah.
And here we are, and like this is like what I do now.
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah.
And it's not the only.
It hasn't been overnight.
What's that?
What's that? It wasn't like an overnight thing. I mean, this is like,
of course.
This is like years and years and years in the making.
Of course.
Like lots of screwing up, lots of like, fucking up and like making mistakes.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So, talk a little bit about your space, because that's a really interesting part of the situation, in my opinion. Because when I first came to your place to go on a ride, you're like, oh yeah, just come up or whatever. And then we went up inside, and then I was like, wait, are we in a machine shop or does someone live here? And I was like, what? But you could tell people you live there, because there's like kitchen and everything is very. I don't want to like blow up your spot on the internet or whatever. But
we can do like a tour if you want.
let's do a tour real quick. Give us an idea. Give us a little virtual. Sell us the property.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those are the people using Zillow. Like, welcome to my Zillow. So, I guess we'll start like. So it's a loft, I'm in Bushwick, so it's like everything's like on Bushwick rules, which is there's no rules.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got like bike storage.
There's a door there. It looks like there's another door there.
Here's a front door.
Yeah.
And then like my room is up there, and then there's like a million bikes hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, it looks like a bike shop.
Yeah, and then there's like, here's the kitchen, but then we like transition into like my nice little living room, and like I've got all my books, and like I can sit on the couch and like listen to music and read books, and like make a nice dinner or something, and then like just on the other side of that is the shop.
You cross the threshold and then you're just in the shop. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, and it's like it's a really funny shape, and it's really small, like I don't know if you're gonna be able to like get a sense of scale. Can you kind of tell how small it is?
Yeah, from up there, that's a good idea. Like you can see the machining equipment behind you and the jig. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then there's a window.
Yeah, it's not very big. It's like 150 something square feet.
So you can be in the middle of like building a frame and then also like making an omelet if you wanted.
Yeah. Like all the time. Like if I'm waiting for tubes to fill, like or purge, when I weld the frames, like I back, even though it's steel, and a lot of people will say like, oh, you don't need to back purge steel. But yeah, like I'll go over and like make a loaf of bread, like I was doing that yesterday, like working over here, and then like every 30 minutes go and check on my dough and like flip it, and like what the focaccia I was eating for breakfast today is like flip the dough and like put some more oil and flip it, and like put some herbs,
That's awesome.
And then come back over here and like continue working on whatever it is I'm working on.
I want to show some people a little bit of, like, obviously the living arrangement I think is awesome, but I want to show people some photos of, oh God, I saw that you dropped a photo of me making the crunk juice, the Red Bull and the game.
Yeah, so they're like this one thing was like some stuff that I thought might be relevant, and there was like some of it was like culture stuff that I used to work on, like they used to be like my work and like and then there was like the picture of you making secret sauce.
Super secret, dude. I don't want to even
What's that?
It's a super secret sauce. I don't want anyone to see it, man.
If you know,
I've already shared it.
uh, it was on Instagram for about 24 hours. I found another video of you sketching on Mike's Subaru in Stewart when the time we rode. So I have to like fish that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna share. Yeah, I want people to, because I don't think they get an idea. I did share. I'm gonna minimize the screen. Everyone at home who's watching, sorry about this. I'm gonna see if I could share these images through Google Chat or Hangout. I think you can. I'm not sure. Let me see.
And if not, just like describe it.
Does that work? Oh, shit. That doesn't work, does it? I'm just gonna hit this. Oh boy. All right, I'm back. That didn't work.
Okay. It didn't work?
Well, I think I did it the wrong way. Let me see. I can share screen, I guess. Let me see if I can share the screen. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to share the entire screen. Oh, it won't let me. Well, I can load these into the computer another way. That's okay. It'd be cool to share these photos. I guess we should have practiced this part. It's part of the
you were drinking some
beer. It's part of the clunkiness of this whole like social isolation thing. Like this relying on an interview across. You're not very far away from my house. He's very close. He's in Bushwick and I'm in Bedford. And we got to do it like this. So we're not setting a bad example. You know, it would be a really terrible example if I was at his place doing this interview right now.
Yeah, come on. We're responsible.
We're leaning on we're leaning on Google for this. I have a way to do this. Let me see. I might be able to drop it in. The only thing is you're not going to be able to see it. So whatever.
Well, tell me whatever photo it is, and then I can look at it.
I think that's how we're gonna have to do it. So I'm gonna start with some bike photos, and I'm gonna do some. Oh wow, there's a lot of them. I wonder if I could just drop these all in at once. That'd be sick. Let me see. Sometimes it's really smart. Nope. Okay, well, one at a time it goes.
All right.
So we're going to drop this in. Drop. So right now I'm going to share. Wow, this is very clunky. I'm sorry, everyone at home watching. Okay, we're back on the chat. Hopefully I didn't lose everyone forever. All right, we're back on there. Oh man, I don't know how to share the photos with everybody other than using the screen. That's how I'll do it. I'll just open it on the side. All right, this is how we're gonna do it, everybody. We're gonna just. Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna mute that guy for a sec. I'm sorry, everybody. There's a dog in his apartment. Barking.
I know, my assistant, Mr. Hansen, just decided he just woke up. It was time for him to wake up finally.
My assistant is awake.
And he ran down the stairs screaming, "Come here! Come here!"
Open with.
Cool it.
There.
Come here. He doesn't want to come over here.
Where's imp photos? There we go. Okay, here we go.
All right, what do you got?
Yo,
Yeah,
Brad. Some samples. All right, I'm just gonna do this with Finder because this is super annoying. Boom. I was trying to share the content via Hangouts, but it wasn't being very helpful. So what I'm going to do is put his bike there, and then I'm going to shrink this screen down here so we can still see him. Look at that. There we go. It's kind of there. All right, so we're looking at we are looking at a black cross bike with red bar tape. It's image 1718. So this is a cross bike. How new or old is this? It's got one bottle mount on it on the seat tube.
I think I did that like maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
For Steph Y, I don't know if you know her. She's a shredder. She's fast. That's real fast. But yeah, she was riding, I guess, a single speed, and then switched to this, and then like got real fast. And she was like real fast to start, and then she was like all of a sudden like podiuming. So that was really cool.
That's awesome. It's all because of the bike.
Yeah. And Steph's a really good egg. She's a really good friend of mine. Yeah, she's a good egg.
Good egg. All right, hold on. Next image, we got a silver. It's 3077. It's got a link.
It's from Pablo.
Yeah, it's got a Brooks. So how old is this one? This one looks like you didn't put any paint on it. Is it older?
That one's what's up?
What's that?
That one's clear coated.
Oh, it's clear coated.
Usually I don't coat my own. Yeah, like if it's for me, I usually don't do anything on it. But like if it's for someone, I'm like, you gotta do a clear coat, or you gotta do something.
Yeah, because
yeah, it's he rode that. He rode that all over the place, and then it broke, and then I made another one identical to that one. He's still on that one.
Hey, that's bad for business. Your frames never break, man. Come on.
Hey, frames do break though, and that's okay.
You live and you learn, I guess, right?
Yeah, the C-tube was like paper thin, and he's a really, really strong guy, and the combination of those things.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see. Next image.
I admit my mistakes.
Is 3190. You can see it's just a frame. It looks like a hardtail.
Let's see, what is it?
It's on your roof. I think it's on a roof, but
Oh yeah, that's on the roof. Yeah, that's a cool bike. I don't know I can't remember who that was for.
So we'll just
yeah, three axle.
You don't have to say something about every bike, but just to give everyone an idea of the kinds of things that you're doing. Yeah. Looks like we have another photo of the bike that the seat tube was too thin and it broke, and then against the wall. Oh, we have some kind of installation, sculpture. What's this about?
Stuff like that. It's like my bread and butter for years and years.
This is what you were doing, and this is kind of how you knew how to you learned how to weld and stuff, yeah? Or you were actually getting a lot of experience doing it.
Yeah.
Cool.
With like weird stuff like that.
Yeah. Like outdoor sculpture things.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a really tight shot of some nice welds on some seat stays. The bridge on the seat stays, looking good.
Parts.
That looks like your apartment, and you're keeping it good. There's a broom in the photo, and maybe we can let Amir Tusi in the live chat borrow that broom, because he's trying to borrow my vacuum. And he's saying his apartment's looking dusty. Well, he can borrow that broom. Amir, go ahead and borrow that broom right there.
Amir, I have 2 brooms, actually, and you're more than welcome to use either of them.
And this is all steel, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get into tubing and all that. I'm not highly technical and all that stuff. Okay, the next bike looks like it might be the bike you built for Cooper. It's like, maybe. I don't know. It looks like a really aggressive. It's 4251.
No, that's from my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She's really short, so it looks like it's super aggressive, but it's actually not.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
So it looks like it's like a dirt jumper, but it's sort of not.
So then we have another frame lying on the ground. It's 4328, and it looks like there's anything bottle mount. 3 bottle holes on the bottom of the down tube. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's an adventure brake.
Sliding dropouts. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Now we have one nice and painted up. This is for your ex-girlfriend, maybe? 4364. Red pedals,
Yeah.
white. Yeah, that's a good looking bike there. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. Now the head tube angle doesn't look super crazy. You're right.
Yeah, it's like deceiving with customs, you know.
Let's see. Oh, this is a bike that's familiar to me. The yellow. This is your bike. You got the yellow guy with the dropper post. It's 4568. Where is that photo taken?
I think that was Cunningham.
Oh shit, that's a big tree.
It's a really big tree. It was
For-
like
for
I think that was one of
Cunningham.
those storms.
That's a big tree for cutting.
Yeah, that was in October of 2018. So yeah, that must have been like after one of those big storms a couple of years ago.
We got some piping here. I'm gonna kind of blaze through these a little bit. We got
Yeah, go for it.
some of the frame set up in the jig here before you're gonna weld. All the nice clean cuts. You got some kind of manufacturing. Looks like a stem, almost an old school stem. I don't know what that is. That's cool.
That was parts of mid.
Oh, here's a cool photo to show everybody. It's your shop from the same angle. Your apartment shop from that down bird's eye.
Yeah, that's like
Very nice. What else do we got? I like we got a close up on the Sweet Tooth logo. This looks like it might be Cooper's bike. It's got a golden
Cooper's
saddle
bike.
cyclery water bottle on it. I recognize this bike.
that's my bike.
Oh, is it? Oh shit.
Yeah, that was it.
That is
like
your
a year
bike.
ago.
I see it.
Yeah.
Good looking bike in the LA mountains. And then you got your yellow cross bike that I saw you on the other day, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
These are pretty much just there's like
You love the color yellow.
I think all bikes should be yellow and have red pedals.
Sick. This bike right here, we rode it at the pit recently, and it doesn't stop at all. It's scary.
You know, the brake pads are shot.
The brake pads.
It all-
There's no brake pads left on it. So now you should say something about this bike. 8346. It's fully built. It's like a brown color. It's got fenders, flat pedals.
For my friend Jet, this is like the City Ripper do it all.
That bike
so it's
has
got
major gearing on it. It looks like you can handle some shit.
yeah, it can. You can put real tires on it. You can load it up. I think he's got racks on it right now. I can't remember.
He's also got ergo grips.
He's an ergo guy.
I see those ergo grips. It's
You know?
a comfort. No,
Yeah.
it's a comfort. This is the bike you would put ergo grips on. That's a good.
Yeah,
that's a good looking bike. It's a good looking bike.
And I think the color of that one was called Cosmic Root Beer. When we went to the powder coater, the guy was like, "Yeah, it's Cosmic Root Beer." And we're like, "Okay, like, do it up, man! Like, go for it."
I forgot to mention in the chat while we're going through these images, if you guys want to drop any questions or comments, we do got a comment here from Ramen Riders. He said, "Your beads are so pretty."
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Let's see. Oh, so you got a head tube badge here with a hand
Yeah.
reaching out to a piece of fruit with a starry night. Looks like an orange, maybe. Maybe it's an apple. Is this religious?
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah,
Not really.
it's like a celeste color. That's a good
Yeah.
looking bike. What's up with
Yeah,
that?
that one went to DC. That's like another. That's similar to the brake. It's like a city ripper, kind of like do it all machine, big tire clearance. Yeah, those are cool. Post mount brakes.
Yeah.
I like those. Those are really fast. They have like a really stiff back end. The way that I make them is like a really pretty stiff back end, but not like. But it's like a lively bike. It's like a lively ride.
Yeah. And we got a image 8832. It's really good. Check this one out. Tell me about this.
Which one?
8832.
Oh, that was you in the back of Serena's truck.
What is this doing in the folder? This is when our
Giving it
trip
Ben
in-
Strain.
Yeah, this is their trip in LA. I remember I was shooting like long lens with my iPhone through the little window to get the truck.
And it
coming
wouldn't
out.
focus.
Yeah, it wouldn't focus. It still made my
And you're like,
iPhone.
it won't focus.
And then, oh yeah, this is our trip to LA. You can see all the big wheel bikes in the back. We're like being shuttled up to the top. And then this is my secret patented crunk juice. It's a little bit of Red Bull with the Gatorade. So now you guys know what's for dinner. And then we got
and breakfast.
We got 9081, which is your single speed.
That's my new single speed. Yeah, that was like a experiment, and it was a good experiment, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, this is a sick bike. If I had a new mountain bike, this is what my highball I would turn it into, a single speed. But I think you need a dropper on that bad boy. Just my humble opinion.
We'll just drop the one cable now. Take it out then.
And then we have some Cooper Ray photos in probably in the Mexico or Santa Monica mountains, I'm imagining.
I think it was LA after Crazy Rain.
Yeah, when he was out there. That's right. I remember when he got the bike built up, and he was like out in LA, and he came back. He was like, "Oh, the Santa Monica mountains." He kept saying it over and over, and I was like, "Dude, chill."
That's the Cooper Ray bike.
Yeah,
that was a cool frame.
Yeah.
That like really put me onto like bending my own chain stays and like doing my own seat stays.
Yeah,
instead of using the stock.
I imagine working with Cooper was an interesting experience.
I feel like Cooper and I are like siblings in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you guys used to live together, right?
Yeah, Cooper used to live here, and like
Cooper Ray used to live. Where did he have his bed? Was his bed under the jig there?
Wait, what?
Did he sleep under the jig?
No, he slept in the room upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I learned that also later too. I thought that was funny. He's like, "No, I used to live there." I'm like, oh, "Okay." No. I remember when Cooper was getting that bike made, he was like, "I want it to be like this, and then I also want it to be like this, and I want this and this." I was like, "Dude, you can't have all of it. Like, it's not just marketing why there's like different kinds of bikes. There's like reasons, like the geometry works for some things and not for everything. Like you can go in the middle, but like, I don't know. Like you're not like, no offense, Cooper, you're not some genius frame builder, like down, with all the angles. Like these guys, leave it to the pros." But
yeah, I was such a punisher to him about that whole thing. I can be a real punisher for better or worse,
Yeah. Well, I think he had fun on the bike, and I know that the geometry of that thing is very different. And I know mostly because of Cooper wanting it that way. But when we first saw it, we were giving him shit, not because I knew any better, just because I knew to give him shit because he took so long. Like he was like all about the angles and stuff, and we saw it, and I was like, "Yo, that bike looks too small for you, Cooper." Immediately.
And there was all talk of like, "It looks like a dirt jumper."
Yeah.
Richard kept me, "Oh, it looks like a dirt jumper."
Yeah. Except for you can't jump, can you, Cooper? We like to give Cooper a hard time. It's a friendly, it's friendly love. Let's talk about you again. We got really carried away there. So what do you have planned next? Like, is Sweet Tooth the only thing paying your bills, or you have?
Losing your audio.
Hello?
Hey.
Is Sweet Tooth your only means of income, or do you have like something to supplement it, or is it just a passion right now?
I lost your audio.
Hello? Can you hear me again?
Yeah, it was just like, it just lagged really crazy.
Is Sweet Tooth your only means of income, or is it?
Oh no, it's not. I work for a cargo bike company in Williamsburg, and that's my day to day.
Sweet.
And I make their frames, develop their hardware, and like.
Oh, you build their stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you're basically manufacturing things is your day job. You're still making stuff for them. Yeah.
So I'm still working through this whole thing.
That's amazing.
Dude, I lost your audio again. Maybe try killing the video because it's like it just cuts out so crazy.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, try that. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, they can see me. You just can't see me. As long as you can hear me, it's all good.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to still be working right now, and it's like a lot of it is like just developing stuff and like doing a lot of CAD work, and like just kind of loose design work is sort of like what I've been doing lately, and like developing hardware.
Yeah. What kind of hardware? Like for cargo specific, obviously.
I don't know how much detail I can go into with it because it's all
okay.
like hush proprietary.
You got a
NDA.
NDA?
I don't know if I'm NDA with them. Actually, I can't remember.
I'm just kidding. Don't say anything.
Kind of control stuff.
That's cool.
It's like insulation. Yeah, it's insulations and controls. It's like material like hardware stuff.
Yeah, that's rad. And then, what do you see for the future of Sweet Tooth? Are you going to continue to make bikes? Do you ever think you're going to go into full suspension? Are you open to building tricycles?
I'll steer away from full size stuff, just because it's sort of like not what I ride. I've tried riding full suspension bikes, and it's like I kind of like the ride of a hardtail better. I'd like to keep making more mountain bikes. Those are really, really rewarding because then like really get to see people's like riding experience change with them. Hopefully keep making more cargo bikes in the day. That's like what really, really pays the bills here. So, keep on, and like I guess like one day at a time. You know? But who knows what's going to happen in the world right now, so.
That's true.
How
speaking of what's going to happen in the world, how are you keeping sane through all this? I know you said you're still working, but like physically, I guess psychologically, what are you doing to like keep yourself healthy?
I'm right. I don't know if that's allowed to like. I think it is. I think it's okay. Like I've been riding like really, really kind of like chill cross country trails, and just riding like distance and trying to get faster. And I made a single speed at the beginning of this whole thing because that's a really good way to like keep yourself in shape is not shifting.
Yep.
And then I actually bought a bike for the first time in a really long time from my friend John Nisley. And I got it's like a 1980 something track bike, so that should be I'm working on building that up right now.
Oh, so you're going all the way back to the track again. I see. That's nice.
Yeah, like you can't do anything. Like there's nothing to do, and like you can't go anywhere. So I was basically like, well, why not just do everything? I mean, the last time I was this bored, which was when I was a teenager. So I'm gonna track bike again.
Nice. I mean, anything to be riding, man.
What's that?
Anything to be riding your bike. I'm all for it. I always say like anything with wheels is all good.
Yeah, so I'm just pretty much just like riding a lot of bikes and like reading books and like listening to music.
Yeah. I have a question or two from the chat here. Let's see. We have a comment about how you took a blender and a pressure cooker and made a new bike. I think they're in reference to how like you were talking about just living in Brooklyn, and then all of a sudden you just made someone a bike, and we were like, wait a minute, when did you become a frame builder? This is a couple minutes back. And then someone also said they have a question for you. It's kind of a weird one, but he's saying, hello, Addison. What is your take on the chainstay bridge? Do they affect a frame's rigidity and durability as far as road and track bike is concerned?
That's kind of a complicated question. Because it sort of depends what the stays are. So if you've got like paper thin stays, then I really push for a bridge. If you don't have paper thin stays, then probably okay. If they're like 028 straight gauge stays, then I usually bridge them. But it really depends. I mean, it's like some builders say like absolutely not. I mean, some builders will say like absolutely don't need a seat stay bridge or a chain stay bridge. I always bridge seat stays. That's like a major rigidity issue. But the chain stay bridge, it's like case by case.
That's what I imagined. That's why when I read it, I was like, I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with
I don't know.
what it's made with.
That's a really long question. It's a really complicated question.
The application of the bike you're riding.
But there's like, if you want to keep talking about it, slide into my Instagram DMs at Sweet Tooth Fab.
Yep, I can repost it. I posted it.
And I will.
I posted your.
Talk about this stuff.
I'll post it again in the chat for anyone who just joined. All right. We also have a question from Zach here. He's saying, how do I get an innovative idea to the bike world?
What's up? What was it?
He wants to know how he can get an innovative idea to the bike world. Let
me know when you find out.
Slide into Addison's DMs on Instagram and he'll listen to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, slide right into my DMs. I'm not much of it. I don't consider myself to be like an innovator in any by any stretch. Yeah. So I don't know how to answer that one.
A lot of people are saying yellow is the go-to color for a bike. They agree.
It's good.
Jacques is saying we got a question, or more of a statement. No, it's a question. What gear ratio are you using on the single-speed mountain bike?
The single speed right now is 30/16. But it's real flat here, and my knees kind of hurt.
30/16. That's a big gear, right? Like a bigger gear. Or is that spinny?
I don't know.
I don't know mountain bike gearing at all.
Sometimes
all I know is I've
sometimes
heard.
It's spinny, sometimes.
Yeah, I've heard that you're always in the wrong gear on a single speed.
Well, you're always in the right gear like 10% of the time. Is what they say. So, but it feels good. And it's like I don't know. It works for me.
Yeah, no,
for
sure.
A little small for me, so I just like yeah. That was funny.
When I started riding mountain bikes, my buddy back in California, Kyle, he had a Chameleon, an old Santa Cruz Chameleon, and he rode it single speed. And
Kyle Kelly?
No, Cubby. Kyle Emery Peck. He's like he rides BMX. So he was always riding a single speed. So on the climbs, he would ride Santa Cruz and shit on it. And on all the climbs, he would be out of the saddle, just like BMX style, just like climbing up. And it is
like it climbs really fast.
Yeah, it does. It does climb fast. You have less things to worry about, and he's now on a full suspension with gears, but he rode that thing for a while, and he was always much more talented at descending than me. All those guys were growing up or mountain biking out there. So the only time I could actually try to be good is like on the climbs, and he would still I would pass him, and then he would look at me and give me this face and just sprint out all this energy out of nowhere. I'm like, damn. So yeah, you can be strong.
Seriously, really help carry your speed, and they really teach you.
I think it teaches you how to climb. It teaches you how to climb through technical stuff too, really well.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm good.
Ramen Riders. I guess it's a question. Wondering if you could 3D print a frame. I'm sure that's a possibility. I don't know if you have any information on that.
Anti-additive. Yeah, I'm super anti-additive machining. I always try to steer people well away from it, just because it's the point that additive is at is years and years and years and years away from where reductive machine work is right now.
Yeah, just you just don't think it's there yet.
But sure, you could 3D print anything, but it'll probably suck. And then if it's effective, if it's a cost effective thing to make.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are 3D printing bottom brackets in they're metal 3D printing it. It's called sintering it, But there's the amount of engineering that goes into like one joint is, it's like astronomical, and then it has to be heat treated and like run through a series of ovens, and like it's a lot of work.
Okay. I'm sure they'll figure it out. It's just a long ways away still.
Yeah, totally.
Got a question. This is a pretty good question that I totally skipped over. What kind of tubing do you use?
I am really partial to Columbus. Although recently I've started using Data chainstays, which I'm kind of liking. For a lot of bikes, I've done just like American straight gauge, like just seamless 4100 series stuff. I pretty much all of my seat tubes are domestic 4100 with a Paragon collar welded in. I found that makes for like a much sturdier frame and a really, really confident ride.
Cool.
Yeah. And then chain stays and seat stays, sometimes I do them out of American 4100.
We got a random question here. Have you used the White Industries 16-tooth freewheel with a 1/8 inch chain?
I have not. I've never had that fancy of a freewheel.
Here's a good question.
But they sound nice.
I can say yeah, you can, and I run White Industry because I used to blow out freewheels all the time.
Yeah,
they just go out. So,
people love them.
It's worth it to buy one good one that won't go out ever. I've never had an issue with the White Industry freewheel ever. But with a 1/8 inch chain, yes, I have ran one, and I know that my friend Cubby, who I was just talking about, had one on his Chameleon. So yeah, you can. So Zach has a really good question, and I also would like to know this. This was my question I had reserved for you: is why is it difficult to weld titanium?
You have to be so clean with it. It's a DC negative process. It's a cleanliness thing. So you have to do a root pass on it, and then you have to like do a fusion root pass, and then chase the root pass with a filler. But the whole time you're doing that, the inside of it has to be in an inert environment. So you have to fill the tubes with argon, vent them so that you don't have any like weird turbulence or any kind of weird contamination. And then you have to hose the whole thing down with argon when you're welding it. It machines really nicely, but it's like when you're welding it has to be like surgical clean.
And it has to be argon? You're using argon to do that?
You have to back purge all your tubes with argon. So like whenever you're TIG welding anything,
that's some fucking alchemy
you have to I know, this is like, we can get into like the major technical aspects of stuff, but like, let's say that filter. So this is the Tig Welding Torch. So out of this orifice comes like a whole bunch of argon, and it shoots out over this little needle, which is the electrode.
Yep.
Like to give your weldment an inert environment. But because titanium is so reactive when it's hot, like you gotta just like hose the whole thing down with argon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you for the visual. That was nice.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those up close. That was a good question, Zach. We got a question from Graham. This is a good question too. What are some of the biggest frame geometry trends right now?
People are really into the hardcore hardtail thing. I'm talking with people about that.
What do you mean by hardcore hardtail? You talking about like really slack
like
head tube, big huge fork?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 170 millimeter forks, like majorly slacked out head tubes and like super steep seat tubes.
So they still
with
climb?
A ton of reach.
Yeah. Short stem, ton of reach.
I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know how they ride. I've never rode one. I don't see it being a particularly fun ride, but like like our geography here is different than like So like those are a lot of those are coming out of the UK, and like the terrain that we have here is different than in the UK.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
I don't think it would ride very fun.
I imagine it has.
Like I wouldn't take a downhill bike
here. Yeah.
What's up?
You wouldn't take a downhill bike and ride it around here in New York. I mean, there's places we.
Yeah, like I wouldn't ride a downhill bike like Glacier. That's like crazy.
No. I don't even like riding a mountain. I don't even like bringing my mountain bike to a Glacier. I'd rather bring my cross bike.
A lot of people would much prefer riding a cross bike.
It's so much fast. It just feels way better on a cross bike, in my opinion. It's fast. It's
fast. It's really fast on a cross bike.
That was a good question, Graham. Thank you. Let's see. We got some questions lined up. Hold on. Lieutenant Doomsday. This is an odd one. I guess this can be a short question or whatever. You can get into it. Lieutenant Doomsday wants to know how you feel about 3D printed guns.
That's a loaded question.
Loaded like a gun.
Yeah, loaded like a gun. Like, don't. Like nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. And I'm sure there's gonna be like 2A folks who want to jump down my throat about that, but like, you don't need a gun.
Yeah. All right, we got a question from Mike. What are your feelings on Spring Ridge Park?
Oh no! I'm not wild about Spring. I'm not wild about anything on like the east side of the Hudson. Like I'll ride it, but like,
wait,
I got bit by a dog in there. And I was like, yeah, I got bit by a dog in the early part of the winter, and I was like, fuck this place.
Wait, how many times have you ridden there?
It's kind of fun. There's like, what's up?
How many times? How many times have you ridden there? Spring.
A bunch. I mean.
Okay. So you've been all the way.
More than
You've been all the way.
Yeah, but it was just like when I got bit by the dog, I was like, whatever. This is enough of this place. Like, fuck it. I'm totally done now.
Because I rode there.
I'll probably go back.
I rode there like I don't know, maybe 10 times, and I had no idea the trails that are like way out there. And then we also found some like hidden trails that are like expert ass lines that I didn't know existed. That are like
in the boulder field.
They're really hard to find. They're like you have to like cut between this crazy gorge to get to it, and then it's like this huge drop, like massive drop, like it was taller than me into a landing and like all this crazy shit. And I was like, what the fuck? No one
on the north end?
I don't know where I was. And then recently I went back and I didn't even know that there was an REI up there on the hill, and there's like those 3 lines and laps you can do in the back, and that little area is fun back there. To like
okay, so like that back part is cool, like where there's that big rock roller at REI, and then like when you're coming back to the north lot from there, like that, like the western side of that, like the northbound portion is really fun, and that actually rides really fast. Like that's one of the parts of it that I really like a lot.
Yeah, I think that place, I can see why you don't like it, but it sounds like you know about it. I mean, you know how to get around. I think once you know how to like get comfortable riding it, and once you learn it, it's actually fun, more fun. Because I felt the same way about Graham Hills. I hated Graham Hills. These are all trails in the close to New York City for mountain biking, and I hated it. But once I went a few more times and like kind of learned the way around, and then I knew where I was, and I knew how much energy I needed to get to this spot, or you know what I mean? Like you're not blindly just riding and like, where the fuck am I? Everything felt better. And last couple times I rode Spring Ridge, once we found that REI and I realized that there's loops in the back, I was like, oh, this is actually cool, because now I'm all about riding where there's a really close spot to get a bailout drink or food. If it's close by, I'm like, oh, sick. I can just go up the way, grab me some fucking...
There's a Lego too.
What's that?
There's like a big Lego land over there, I think, too.
Yeah, there is. It's weird. It's almost like a shopping mall kind of thing.
Yeah. And there's like Leonard's over there. I don't know. Anyway, Stuart's, okay, I take it back. Sprain's okay. Sprain's okay, Graham's okay. I talk a lot of shit, but they're okay. They're
you
right.
hate Graham too, I know that. We're gonna have to write Graham sometime. Soon.
What's up?
I said we're gonna have to write Graham
let's write Graham
sometime.
sometime.
Let's see. We got someone asking about Michael's asking, could you make a titanium frame with lugs? Can you lug a titanium frame?
Okay, so I think Specialized did that, and this is an interesting thing.
Oh, they did. They did. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah, so that was, I think Clark Kent made the lugs on that, and then it was like a carbon bilam thing.
Yep.
So you can make bilam. And this is interesting. This is drop from an IndieFab bilam lug. And this is one of them.
Whoa, that's right.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, so like somebody gave these to me after another frame builder gave these to me after he closed up shop and moved. But yeah, so yes, you can. It's not like a traditional lug frame, like you'd think of like a lugged Italian frame.
Yeah. We got some more here. Let's see. Michael, well, I can send you Graham Hill's link in a sec. And then Graham, you have anything to say about the new Evil bike? You know Evil, the
I don't know
bike?
it.
Oh, they made like a crazy.
I know the company, but I don't know the new frame.
They basically made like I don't even call it an adventure bike. It's like a cross or a gravel bike, but its head tube angle is like aggressive hardtail style, but it's rigid, and it has a dropper, and the bottom bracket's super low too. So it's like a super descending gravel bike.
Weird.
It's a weird bike.
Weird. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll take a look at it.
All right. Maybe I got rid of my blah blah blah. Hold on. There's some more in here. Mike also added that there's shit everywhere at Sprain Ridge.
At Sprain?
Yeah.
That's true. It's probably dog shit from those dogs who bit me.
We got a question here. What manufacturing skills have been the most enjoyable for you to grow and improve as you become a bike builder? And then what's the most tedious?
There's so many parts of making a bike that are like, I don't know. That's a really hard one. Like, I have to think about that. I don't know. I mean, like, I always learn something new with it. Like, every time I make a frame, I try to learn something new. And, like, every time I do anything, I try to learn, like, new about whatever it is that I'm doing. So, I guess it's just, like, a constant learning experience. That's probably my favorite part.
Give me a quick second. 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. My battery just died.
Okay. Check my email real quick. Hang on a sec. Never a dull moment.
We need some tech support in here, man. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Everyone can still hear you. It's just I can't hear you anymore. So, let me scoot in. All right, we'll take a couple more questions, and then I don't know. Well, I'm gonna ask you to just kind of wrap it up, say something super motivational,
Okay.
and But let me.
I don't have anything motivational.
So go ahead and think about that. Put you on the spot. So Philip, there's a question about carbon. So what do you think about carbon? Is it a luxury good which takes a lot of care, or can it actually be rigid?
I think it's really rigid. I don't think it's a luxury good necessarily. I pretty much spec all my frames for carbon forks. Carbon now is not what it was 25 years ago. I mean, we were not in the early Kestrel era of carbon.
Yeah.
There's affordable stuff, and it's high end. I mean, all of this stuff is not necessarily crappy quality. If it's a no-name brand, it's usually pretty decent quality. Yeah, I don't ride carbon bikes just because it's sort of not my thing, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I'm gonna give my opinion on carbon. I've had one carbon.
Yeah, no.
I've had one carbon bike that was a giant TCR, and it was my second road bike ever, and I rode the shit out of it. And honestly, admittedly, I did ride it off road a lot, which I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But the problem I have with carbon is that they're not. I don't look at it as a bike for life, forever. When I buy a steel bike or a tie, something made of metal, I'm I know that this bike, for the most part, it could and might last my lifetime. It's able to. It's not gonna fall apart on you. There are some exceptions to that. I had my first road bike was a titanium Greg LeMond from the 90s, but this is old titanium. So I broke that thing. But as far as new steel and there's people riding around on 70s lugged steel bikes, that are still great, and they're riding them. So carbon, on the other hand, my Giant just blew up on its own. One day I went to clean my bike, and I realized there's a huge crack all the way across the seat tube, or the top tube. And I was like, okay, this thing could have blown up on me at any time. And there's no warning with carbon. That's my problem with it.
The thing is, steel metal bikes, they don't when they fail, it's not a catastrophic failure. It can be, but it's not it doesn't just explode and ignite and then you're in flames. With a carbon bike, it's when it goes, it goes.
Yeah.
There's no mistaking it.
Yeah. That happened to Richard recently on a ride. He has
fork blew.
Yeah. For the most part, the carbon fork is a really good thing to have over a frame. In my opinion, it takes a lot of the bumps out of the road. It feels a lot cleaner, in my opinion, than a steel, especially than aluminum forks. I think those are the worst.
I certainly agree with that.
And carbon just feels way better. And for the most part, they're good. But still, you can still break a carbon fork. And for example, our friend Richard went to pull up, and he was, if you guys are familiar with Richard, I've filmed him on the channel in the past. He's pretty stunty on his bike, and he was on his cross bike, and he went to hop into this little ramp, and he pulled up, and his whole handlebar stem just ripped right off of his fork because the steer tube was broken in half. And luckily for him, it happened there, which it was bad timing that he pulled up. But if he was going down some crazy descent and that thing snapped on him and he couldn't turn or brake all the time because his bars moved, he would have been
yeah.
So carbon is good, but it's also it's not for life. Wow, we just went on a long tangent there. Someone was asking about, I skipped a question by accident. Do you have any thoughts on the low trail trend on touring rigs? Do you know anything about touring rigs and the low trail trend that's going on with that? Yeah, I don't.
We're not having this discussion. There's plenty of people with blogs on the internet, and if you want to get into it, jump on literally any internet forum and like beat the horse there, but I'm not talking about it. I'm over it.
Yeah, Alexi's asking a question, and actually I can say that I have one, but he's saying no one makes steel frames with internal routing. I haven't seen any. Is this hard to make? Also, he's saying same as titanium, and I can say myself that I have both a steel and a titanium bike with internal routing. And one of them was hand built, and the other one's an Affinity. So
yeah, like there's a lot of frames that are internally routed. Like I internally route droppers sometimes. It's usually an economy thing.
Yeah. And
like if you talk to your builder and like say like, oh, can you internally route it? Like chances are they'll probably do it, unless they're me, and then I'll sometimes say like, forget it.
What about your? Yeah. Do you throw the brake routing through the frame too?
No, I don't do internally routed brakes because like if you have to bleed your hydro lines and like take the whole thing apart, it's just like forget it. That's your day's project there.
Yeah.
So I don't internally route brakes. You can, but I don't think it's a good idea.
What about thoughts on a titanium fork?
I really haven't thought about it. I know Bear Claw Bikes does it.
Yeah.
They're in North Michigan. They make really cool stuff. I'm sure probably Firefly does it as well. But I've never tried one out, so I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Here's more of a comment. It's a question, I guess, as well. Are there too many genres of bikes now, or is there scope for more genres of bikes in the future? Like
there's always whatever people can cook up,
Yeah. And then I have something to add on top of that. Do you think those are real? If we have the span of all bikes from like tricycle to downhill bike, you think that all of those areas are necessary? Like gravel is probably the most recent one.
Yeah, like gravel's like the big end and like the new genre or like the new total frame style, but like I feel like in a lot of ways gravel bikes are sort of similar to cross bikes or like touring bikes.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways they're totally different.
Yeah.
There's always room for improvement. If we stopped trying to make something new, then we would all be riding like
clunkers
or, like any farthings around still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be on
exactly.
You'd be on old Schwinn with a coaster brake. It would be tight. That would be sweet tooth bikes.
Like I love a coaster brake. I love a good coaster brake, but like having hydraulic disc brakes is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Actually stopping your bike feels good.
Yeah, that's super. That's like a super cool thing to do, is like be able to stop.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. There's conversations happening in the chat with each other. That's rad.
All right.
Yeah. So, do you have any high notes, any low notes, anything great to say as we let you go?
Be nice to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, be nice to everybody around you, and always just be a decent person.
Be a good person. I like that.
Yeah.
Keep it positive.
Yeah, just be nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I just realized that my little window is stuck under my icon on my head this whole time. Damn it, I should have put it over here. What was I thinking? Whatever. Cool. Well, I guess we can wrap it up here with you, and then I'll wrap it up with them on my own. Thanks for taking the time to chat and ramble on. We should do this again.
Thanks for hanging out, Terry.
Yeah. We could... people are asking for your links. Oh, yeah. Before you go, can you answer one thing for me? What's up with the untraditional marketing on your side?
Hang on. You want I can write a little note with my Instagram on it.
No,
That's the best way to get in touch with.
No, I have a chat. I already dropped it in there for the third time. But why is the why not a website? Why not a place? Why only Instagram?
Did somebody ask that, or is that you asking?
That's
that?
me. That's me.
Oh, because I'm just too disorganized to have to get it together to do that. And I check my email bi-weekly. I'm.
Yeah.
If you need me, you text me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to check my email.
And then one more comment. I thought I was going to be done, but I'm remembering things now.
Yeah.
In my experience, knowing a few frame builders from the East Coast and West Coast, frame builders seem to attract a certain type of personality, and usually those people, I'm not saying they're mean or anything, but they're kind of grumpy, or maybe you get a little burnt out. Some of the people get burnt out dealing with people all the time, like bike people, similar to how your situation maybe with Cooper was when they were building that bike. So sometimes they're just they have a certain kind of, not to bother them. Where I feel like you, on the other hand, you're a little different, or you project something different. Not that saying that all of those guys, other people I'm talking about, are disgruntled or grumpy, but you seem to have a more smiley, kind of yeah, whatever, it's all good outlook.
Because I do almost zero socializing. I already have been practicing social distancing for most of my life.
I think that's a frame builder, though, right?
Yeah, that's also totally a frame builder's thing. I was talking to somebody about this. I wanted a builder in Colorado the other day on the interwebs, and I was I think we have a predilection for being socially distant people. I don't know. So I guess when I'm making something, or when I talk to people, I'm usually pretty forthcoming about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I try to be a major. I can be a grouch, but if I know I'm going to be in a shitty mood, or grumpy man, then I will try to
you're just
myself from.
I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to put it on anybody else.
That was my own little questions there. I'm trying to think before I let you go. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. What's your thoughts on this? You have no anything other than Instagram. Would you be down into it if one day I came and filmed you through the whole process of making a bike?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to come by, we can totally talk about that.
And you could build a bike in one day. You can start from tubes and go and have it all built in a day.
It takes me it depends on what the frame is. It takes me usually 20 hours to do something.
Got it. Okay, so we'll do it in 2.
I can do stuff it's I can have some tubes cut, and there's a way to do it.
Tight. Cool.
Yeah. It's a cooking show. I'm I already prepared these tubes. Yeah.
Nah, it could be more artistically done than that. But if you want, we can have 2. You can just fucking vlog the whole time. We'll just live stream from your space. 20-hour frame building live stream. Hell yeah. All right, that sounds good. You're on the spot now, so everyone knows they're going to be looking for it and bothering, asking where that content is. All right.
Let's do it. When we're allowed to
be closer together. Yeah, we're gonna call the series. We're gonna call the series Hot Tube. That's what someone just dropped in the comments. Hot Tube.
Oh, there's already Hot Tubes bikes.
Oh shit.
Cooper has a Hot Tubes frame that I love. His Hot Tubes cross bike with. Oh, this is a cool bike.
Shit, we're gonna have to come up with another name. Well, until then, thank you for letting us into your apartment/shop and life. And
thank you all for hanging out. Yeah. And having the morning routine. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, we'll see you on
nice time.
We'll see you on the next one. All right.
Cool.
I'll see you soon, dude. Later.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. All right. that was Addison from Sweet Tooth Fab. He does, as he said, he does a lot of dirt, a lot of cross and mountain bikes now. And he has this whole operation kind of out of his apartment in Bushwick, which I think is really original. And hopefully in the future we can get over there and film kind of a making of, and maybe do like maybe it's a day in the life, or maybe it's a live stream. I don't know. We'll think on it. But if you have any ideas on how that can go out there to the world, then drop them in the comments. But thank you guys all for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed that with Addison. Tomorrow we're going to have Masan in the chat. He's going to be at his place. We're going to do a similar kind of Google Hangout. Masan makes music at the house, so the idea is to get him to make some beats maybe live with us and kind of catch up with him, see how he's doing over the through all of this that's going on in the world, and just hear from the man, the OG, the legend. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next upload. Peace.